So the newest question that I'm getting pretty much all the time now is what I think about the new capital gains calculation here in Canada. Now, I'll be honest with you all, I'm not a fan of any money going to the government, no matter how much it is, on top of what we already pay. Now, they're talking about it's for the ultra rich and they're trying to get more taxation on them. However, I'm going to do a quick breakdown right now, and you're going to tell me your thoughts on what you think about this whole situation. And at the end, I'm going to tell you what I think. So this is going to be a very basic breakdown of the new calculations on capital gains. I'm not going to put too many calculations, tax rates, stuff like that. I'm just going to leave it very basic. So we'll say 20 years ago, you purchased a property for $200,000 and you sell the property at $600,000. So now you have $400,000 of gains. Now we're not going to get into expenses and all those types of calculations. We're just going to leave this very, very basic. So let's say it leaves you with $400,000 of gains. So the way it used to work for the capital gains calculations, it's 50% of the gains is taxable. So 400,000 times the 50%, which would give us $200,000 that is taxable, which would come out to approximately $34,000 that is owed in taxes. Now, if we do take the same example with the new way to calculate capital gains, we have the $400,000 of gains. Now, the first $250,000 in gains is going to be calculated at 50%. And then the remaining amount, which would be $150,000, would be calculated on 66%. So 150,000 at 66% is $99,000, which with these calculations here, you would have, or the new way the capital gains is calculated, you would have approximately $40,000 in taxes which need to be paid. So that's a difference of about $6,000. So there you go. Those are the calculations. Now, if we look at the calculations that I just did on 400,000, it's $6,000 more that an individual is going to pay in capital gains after June of this year compared to last year. Now, my take on the whole thing is that I'll be honest with you, it's the middle class that is going to get hit the hardest in this new calculation. Now, I know that they're trying to go after what they call the ultra rich and get more taxes from them. But I'll give you an example of several individuals that I know that I've been talking to in the last 6 months, year, 2 years, that are thinking of selling a property that they had purchased 20 or 30 years ago and purchased this property as an investment, and they decided to let it grow so that they were going to use that as a retirement fund. I can guarantee you right now that whatever the property is, it has most likely far exceeded the $250,000 mark. So now they're going to be hit a lot harder. And even if it was only $6,000, it's $6,000 that individual at retirement is not going to have. Don't forget that successions now, and I'm talking about in real estate, are also going to be hit hard. Think about that. These aren't individuals that are ultra rich. These are just everyday people going through a hard time that now are going to have to pay more. So yes, it's not a massive amount, the $6,000 at the $400,000 calculation that I just did. However, it's just another $6,000. And especially for individuals here in Quebec, we are already taxed at one of the highest tax rate in the world. And now we're going to be paying more taxes. And they're brushing it off as the ultra rich. It's not the ultra rich. It's going to be the middle class that is again going to be hit the hardest.